my name is Monique.
And I'm Naveen from Before You Play.
And today we have another playthrough for you. This time it is for a game that was voted on by our Patreon community called Gaia Project.
Yes, this one's designed by two different designers, Jens Drogenmüller and Helge Ostertag. It's published by Z-Man Games, that's our copy, but now it's currently published by Capstone Games. And this is a Terra Mystica style game, or Terra Mystica reskinning. And so this one has a couple different tweaks, and we're going to talk about that today.
Yes, as well as it is now set in space.
Yes.
So you're going to see a whole kind of a new look to it.
Mm-hmm.
And so typically we usually do a Patreon gameplay that is for a game that is off of our shelf of opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
This time it's a little bit different because this is a game that we know very well and we love and has been a proud member of our collection for quite some time. So we are excited to showcase it today. And as per usual, we are going to start with a teach and then go into our playthrough and a review at the end. So if you're interested in jumping around, we will include timestamps down below.
And before we begin, forget about those Klingon subtitles. We're not using them anymore. If we do find mistakes, we'll try to add them to the description. And if you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, please consider subscribing.
And without further ado, we are going to get started. So if you'd please direct your attention to the center of the table, we are all set up here for our two-player game of Gaia Project.
Sprawling.
That's right. So over here, we have the entire universe, I think. We have the universe
wow.
of Gaia Project, suppose. And so just going to give you the lay of the land. Each player here has their own player board, and these are our specific factions that we're playing as.
Yes.
Each faction is asymmetric in the way that they behave and the planets that they are allowed to terraform on. There are 14 different factions that this game comes with.
Yep.
We have not explored them all before, and these are actually factions we've never played with, so we're excited to try them out.
Over here, we have the scoreboard that kind of goes all around this tech board, which is for our research and technology. Over here, we have in-round scoring conditions, and then this is end-game scoring conditions as well.
And so in this game, we play as different alien factions who are trying to terraform the galaxy. We're going to be putting out buildings, upgrading them, and forming federations in order to score the most amount of points at the end of 6 rounds.
And so we're going to be doing this by taking different actions throughout the course of the game. We're going to talk about all those different actions. We'll have different resources that we have to manage. And after 6 rounds, whoever has the most points wins. And
so to start the game, there's a little bit of setup that's involved, but basically each player gets to put out 2 of their mines, which are these tiny buildings, out onto the board. So we've done a little bit of setup already.
And in doing this, you have to take note of each planet type that each player is able to basically place buildings on. So mine, I'm the red faction, so I can place on these red. Monique as the yellow can place on these yellow initially.
Yes, these are our home planets. And so the way that the game structure works is the game is played over 6 rounds, and we can keep track of that by this board over here. Each round consists of 4 different phases, starting with income. And so before we talk about income, I just want to mention that there are 4 main types of resources that you're going to be utilizing over the course of the game. And the majority of the time, you can keep track of them at the very top here of your player board. Yellow stands for credits, so you have 2 trackers here, just in case you gain a lot of credits. White is for ore, and blue is for knowledge. You're going to be using credits and ore to put out these buildings onto the board here, and you're going to be using knowledge in order to go up these research tracks. In addition, we have power, and power is utilized in different ways depending on which faction you are. Power will kind of explain a little bit later. And the last thing is these QIC, which stands for Quantum Intelligence Cubes. And so we'll also discuss how these are utilized a little bit later. Since we're discussing our player boards, I just want to briefly mention that your player board also houses all of the different types of buildings that you can put out onto the main board. And this is kind of the whole point of the game, because we're colonizing the universe, right? And so your most basic of buildings are going to be the ones at this very lower line over here, which are your mining buildings. In order for you to put out the other buildings up here, you must first put out a mining building and then upgrade that. You can never just put out one of these more advanced buildings straight out onto the board. You must always upgrade to them. And lastly, putting out these buildings will gain you income in some sort of way. So these mining buildings, as we uncover them, anytime you see kind of like a hand that is giving you something, that stands for income. And so these mining buildings will typically get you ore, which is the white square resource. And some of the more advanced buildings will get you other types of resources like knowledge or credits. And so at the start of every round, we're going to start by doing an income phase. And so anywhere that you see that hand, whether it's from your actual player board or on the actual tech tree here, you're going to collect that income at the start of every round. So at the start of the game, I'm going to collect 3 ore, which I'm going to keep track of here. Once everyone's done taking income, then we go into the Gaia phase, which is a little bit more complicated. So we'll skip that for now and talk about that later.
And then we go into the actions phase. And this is basically where we're going to do the majority of the game. You'll see a lot of the things that we can do onto this little player aid here, which is
Yes.
fantastic. It actually works really, really well once you understand the iconography.
So let's start with the most basic of actions, which is putting out a mine. On your player board, to the left of each building type tells you the cost that you have to pay in order to put out the building. So for the mines each cost 1 ore and 2 credits. So just to put out the building, I have to spend that amount of resources. In addition, there are a few things to keep in mind when you're placing buildings out. The first thing has to do with distance. At the start of the game, we're only allowed to build on planets that are directly adjacent to one that we already own. And so at the start of the game here, I can only build on this planet or this planet. Ignore purple planets for now, by the way, because these ones are not technically planets that you are allowed to build on yet. You must Gaia form them, which is that complicated action that we're going to discuss later. In addition, if you want to build on planets that are not technically your home planets, you have to terraform a certain amount of times in order to make that inhabitable for you. The universal symbol for the terraforming movements are this kind of like a brown planet with a
sweeping arrow.
Sweeping arrow, yeah, that's right. There is a chart that shows how many terraforming rotations you need to do in order to get to that type of planet. And so, for example, for me, because I am the yellow planet as my home planet, if I wanted to build on this blue one, which is up here, I would need to do 1, 2, 3 terraforming movements, because that is 3 is closer than 4, I suppose. And the easiest way for you to know this is there's actually a little chart here on each player's faction board that tells you how many rotations you need in order to build on those specific planets. And this is important because you have to pay a certain amount of ore in order to do 1 terraforming rotation. And the amount of ore that you pay is determined by where you are on this track up here.
Yeah, exactly. So at the very beginning of the game, for every one of those symbols, it's going to cost 3 ore.
Yes.
As you progress up the track, it makes it cheaper.
Yes. So because at the start of the game, I can only build adjacent, if I literally wanted to build my mine here, I would have to spend 1 ore and 2 credits just to pay for the mining building itself. And then I would also have to spend, it's 3 ore per rotation. And for the blue,
it's 3.
It's 3 rotations. So it's a total of 9 ore.
Plus the 110. So 10 ore just to put that 1 mine out. It's very expensive.
And 2 credits. Yes, that would be very expensive. So when talking about distance, in order to increase the distance that you can travel to, you have to go up on this track. And so as you can see, that is literally what this tech board is for. It helps you do certain things better. So the first column is for terraforming rotations. Second column is for distance. So right now we are adjacency only. But as soon as I get up to this spot on that track, now I can move a distance of two hexes away. The other way that you can increase your distance kind of in the moment is by spending these QIC. And so for each of these that you spend, it'll increase your distance by 2, just in that moment. Now it's important to know that none of these hands actually show an income of QIC. So these are not as easy to obtain. If you wanted to get more of these, you can go up on this third track here, which basically just gets you QIC. It is the QIC track.
Part of the asymmetry of our boards, Monique goes up already to start the game on here. That's why she has 2 QIC to just my 1.
Yes. The next type of action we want to discuss is upgrading a mine. Because like we were mentioning earlier, these mines are the most basic of all the buildings. In order for you to build these more advanced buildings, you have to replace one of these mines. If you take a close look at the player boards, there's kind of like a certain flow chart that you can see as to which buildings upgrade into which buildings. And so as you can see here, all of the mines can be upgraded into this second type of building. And so if I wanted to upgrade to this trading station, I would have to spend 2 ore, and it says here either 3 or 6 credits. That is dependent on if you have any opponent's buildings that are within 2 hexes away.
Yes.
That rule is specific to these trading stations. That doesn't apply to any of the other advanced buildings. So if I wanted to take this upgrade action to upgrade this mine into a trading station, because Naveen is 2 hexes away, I would spend 2 ore and 3 credits, and I would literally do an old switcheroo here. But that also means my mining building would go back to my player board and potentially cover up some income. Just really briefly, trading stations gain you credits typically. Trading stations can also be upgraded to either the research buildings, which are here on the right, that give you knowledge, as well as one of these tech tiles, or you can upgrade trading stations into your planetary institute. And these are special because all of the factions have a different ability that gets unlocked when you put these out. And you can only put one of these out for the entire game.
Once it's out, it's out.
Once it's out, it's out. So you must kind of choose where you want to place it carefully. If you go the research station route, and I were to upgrade this trading station into a research station, then that could later on be upgraded into the academy. And so this is another type of building that will also get you a tech tile. And so those are upgrades. But before we continue to the next type of actions you can take, we want to briefly discuss the concept of power, which is this area over here. And so power is another kind of resource that you can utilize to either take free actions, which are all listed on your right side over here. If you're kind of like in a desperate situation and need other types of resources, you can also use power to take these special actions. And this is a type of action that each person, or sorry, only one person can take once per round.
Yes.
And so it'll let you do things like spending 7 power to take 3 knowledge immediately. And once you take the action, then this gets covered up because like we said, only once per round. Or you can do it to get 2 terraforming rotations for free. You can take 2 ore, 7 credits, etc. The system consists of 3 different sections. You can only spend power when power is in section number 3. And so in order to get it there, you have to first charge power. So the way that charging power works is some symbols will allow you to charge power during income. And so those symbols will look like this with a hand and the purple power symbol with an arrow. That is charging power, which is different from taking additional power, which is like this with the plus sign. When you take additional power, you're literally getting power from the supply and introducing it into your closed system, into the 1 spot. When you charge power, you move power from the 1 spot into the 2 spot. And then once you run out of power in that 1 spot, then you can start moving power from your 2 spot into your 3 spot.
So in this case, you're always bringing up the rear anytime you're charging power. If you have 1 left behind, you must move that first.
Yes. At any time, if you really just need power, you can choose to kick power out of your closed system by this outward arrow here. Doing that will allow you to remove a power out of your system in order to charge a power from your 2 spot into your 3 spot. And that is a free action, but you also just have to keep in mind that you're dishing power out of your closed system.
And that does not go to the scoreboard, that does go to the
into the supply.
For all those questioning it.
And so the reason why I bring this up is because one of the big things about this game is that we can feed off of each other as kind of like a neighbor bonus. And so anytime you build a mine or you upgrade a building out onto the board, you're going to assess for any opponent's buildings that are within 2 hexes away from the building that you just built. Any of those opponents may now take a neighboring bonus. And so that is going to be dependent on the type of building that they have that's within range. And so for this example, Naveen has a mine that is within 2 spaces of this building that I just upgraded, let's just say. And so on the left-hand side of each of these buildings, it tells you a certain value, and that is going to be exhibited by these purple
power tokens.
The power tokens, exactly. A certain amount of power.
Right.
And so mines are all worth 1 power each. Trading stations are 2 power. They kind of increase in value up to a maximum of 3.
Sorry about that. It's 1s, 2s, and 3s. That's the best way to look at it.
These opponents can spend a certain amount of points that is 1 fewer than the value of their building in order to charge power. So in this example, Naveen's mine has a value of 1. So 1 minus 1 is 0. So he can essentially charge power for free.
1 power for free,
Yes. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. We're going to be doing that a lot during the actual playthrough. So we'll talk about it again then. Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully. Now, we already talked about the bonus action spaces here, but I also want to mention that there are additional actions on this side that you can take by spending QIC. Each player is going to have one of these boosters for the round, which we're going to be rotating or switching out from round to round. And some of these booster tiles have special actions that you can take. And these special actions basically just help you do the upgrading or the building a mine out better. And so we also talked about this tech tree quite a bit. And so how do you progress on these tracks, right? So that is another type of action. You do that by spending 4 knowledge. And so that is what knowledge is primarily used for. And so in order to do this, you literally spend 4 knowledge. You choose a track to go up on. So say I want to go up on, I would move my token upwards and just get either the immediate benefit, or sometimes the benefits are during the income phase, in which I would just leave it at that. Each tech column has a maximum of 5 spots. Anytime you cross from 2 to 3, you get to charge 3 power immediately. Levels 3, 4, and 5 of these tracks are going to get you 4 points each at the end of the game. So if by the end I'm here on the 4th spot of this track, I'm going to get an additional 8 points. Only 1 person can reach the 5th spot of each track. The other way that you can go up on these tracks without having to spend knowledge is by building either a research institute or one of your academies. And you can see that because there's kind of this outlined look of a tech tile right here. Because whenever you build these, you get to immediately take one of the tech tiles. And there are 9 of them in total. And they each do different things. And you can only have one of each type throughout the game. And so if I were to build one of these out and say I were to take this tech tile, which gets me 4 credits during the income phase, then it also allows me to progress my token up on this track. Taking one of these 3 will allow me to choose which track to progress on. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about forming federations. And so one of the big things about putting out your buildings is you're going to want to try to form federations, which are basically clusters of buildings that have at least a cumulative value of 7. And so that is going back to the building valuations here. So right now I have this cluster of buildings that has a total value of 2 plus 1. So that is 3. If, say, I were to build out my planetary institute here somehow, and maybe another mining building, let's say here, then now I technically have a total value of 7. I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And so now I'm eligible to form a federation. And so in order to actually form a federation, I have to connect these 2 together because they're not technically adjacent. If I want to do that, I have to place these satellites out. So to build the satellite, you have to kick out a power from your system completely off your board. So if I want to build one satellite, I would take a power off my board, and then I can place it right there, connecting this entire group together. And now I have formed a federation. When forming a federation, I get to choose one of these federation tokens. And so these just have a variable amount of resources and points on them. So for example, this will get me 6 points immediately as well as 2 knowledge. And I also want to note that there is a green side as well as a gray side to each token besides these 12 pointers. These 12 pointers are only gray. And the reason for that is because acquiring federation tokens will allow you to now acquire these advanced tech tiles as well as progress to the level 5 on each of these tech trees. Whenever I have the opportunity to take a tech tile, if I'm at least on spot 4 or 5 of a certain tech tree, I could instead take its advanced tech tile, but I would have to flip over a green federation token to its gray side, which means I would have had to have formed a federation at least once before doing this.
Exactly, yep.
If I wanted to both advance to level 5 as well as take the advanced tech tile, I would need 2 of these federation tokens on their green side because I would need to flip one to take the advanced tech tile and then flip another one to now progress onto that 5 spot. And again, only one person per tech tree can get to that 5th spot. And so that is forming federations. That is really, really something you're going to want to do during the game because it helps you score a lot of points. Like this is just straight up 12 points. And finally, the last main type of action has to do with turning these purple planets into actual planets, which is something that Naveen is an expert of. So take it away.
All right, so if you notice, there's these purple planets on the board, but they're not part of this color wheel. So they are called trans-dim planets. And basically, the reason why this is called Gaia Project, the game, is we have these Gaia formers. And so for our 2 factions, we don't actually start the game with any Gaia formers. Advancing up this tech track right here would allow you to have one of these Gaia formers. So let's just say I'm here, I have one Gaia former. Say I want to Gaia form this trans-dim planet. Let's just say I have the ability to get to it with the distance. And I have this Gaia former. What I would do is I would look at where I am on this particular tech track. And here it says that I could spend 6 power and put 6 power into this location right here. And that would allow me to put this down onto the board. What's going to happen is that's going to stay there. And then over the course of one round, at the end of the round, this little Gaia former is going to now basically terraform this planet into a green planet, similar to what you see out here already.
Yes. And that actually occurs not at the end of the round. It happens right after income.
Yeah, technically at the beginning of the next round.
Yeah, so you have to leave this here for an entire round. And so as a reward for your efforts, it now turns into this green planet that you will now be allowed to build a mine on. And so that happens right after income of the next round. And in that phase, you also get all of this power back into your 1 spot.
Yes, this will all shuttle right back in.
Yes. So that is the process of starting a Gaia project. We didn't mention that in order to build out onto these green planets, you have to spend a QIC to do that instead of paying ore to terraform like the other planets. But if you created a Gaia project and turned it into a green planet, on your next round, when you go to build a mine, you do not have to spend the QIC. So that is a nice way of kind of going around that and creating more of these planets. And so those are all the different types of actions you can take, pretty much.
Lots of them.
The last type of action is technically passing. When you are done, majority of the time you're going to run out of resources and you won't be able to do anything else. So then you can pass on your turn. And what you would do is you would take your current booster. If it has any effects like this one, At the top here, it says you get 3 points for having any of those types of buildings out onto the board. Then you would gain those points immediately. You would put it back, and then of the boosters that are available, you would take a new one for the next round. So I would maybe take this one, and I would put it face down in front of me to show that I've passed.
You're never allowed to take the same one back to backs.
And then once everybody's passed, the round will end and we clean up for a new round. The game is played over 6 rounds, and just really briefly, this board tells you a specific action that's going to score you points for taking it in that round.
Yep.
So in the first round, if I were to build a mine, I would get 2 points every time I do that. This board also holds the final scoring tiles. And so these are also going to change from game to game. And for example, for our gameplay, it's going to be whoever built the most satellites. And that's having to do with making these federations. Whoever's built the most satellites at the end of the game is going to score 18 points. And in a 2-player game, we are playing with a neutral player who's going to kind of block some scoring ability. And that's essentially the entire game. Anything else we haven't covered, we'll probably talk about during the gameplay. But we're going to get set up and then get started with our playthrough.
Okay, so we have reset the board. We'll talk about our individual factions in just a second, but we do have to figure out who goes first. Ready?
Yep. Oh, me.
Okay. Ready?
Okay. So, got my glasses on, got our space clothing on.
Kind of.
All right, so I am playing as Xenos. This is the first time I'm playing as this faction, but basically I start 1 up on this tech track, so that is why I have 2 QICs. And I'm also going to start with a 3rd mining building on the board, so we haven't done the setup yet, but we will in a second. In addition, when I put out my Planetary Institute, I can form federations with a total power value of 6 instead of 7.
Wow.
So we'll see what we can do with that.
Pretty good.
Yep.
Okay, so I am Haj Halas, and I'm the red player. I also start with no Gaia farmers. I do start with 1 QIC as printed here, and I go up 1 technology on the income track. So I'll be getting credits and the ability to move at least 1 power per... To charge, yeah, exactly.
Income, yeah.
If I was able to get this out, it's going to get me 1 additional power that will go into the 1 space, and I can do this now conversion, which is basically... I can convert credits into different types of resources. So that's pretty cool. And then I also start with an income of credit always that does not get covered up. So I'm a money, I guess, trader kind of person.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So when you put out your Planetary Institute, you're spending credits instead of power for those 3 things,
yes,
essentially.
Exactly. So it changes the conversion here to that.
That's awesome. All right. So we saved the setup part for the video. So because I'm going first, I get to put out my first mining building.
Right.
And then it's going to snake. So Naveen's going to get to put out 2 more back to me, and then I put out my 3rd.
Right.
So I think I'm just going to start right there. Smack dab in the middle.
All right.
Can't really go wrong with that, I think.
Yeah, I'll go here.
Or maybe you can, I just realized. So you put out your second one.
Yeah, and then the second one, this brown right here is the most expensive thing to terraform. So I'm going to try to avoid this one as of right now, and I'll go right here.
All right. So now I'm going to put out my 2nd and 3rd, and really I only have 3 more options of yellow planets. This is kind of like really kind of out there next to trans-dim planets and a really expensive one. So we're going to just forget that one exists. And I'm going to put this here and there.
So we talked about earlier in the rules teach, this is neighboring right now, but in the setup, there's no neighboring of power bonus.
Yes, that doesn't start until the game actually begins. So because I'm going first, Naveen gets to choose his booster. One of these 5, and these are the 5 that we're using in our gameplay. There are more of them in the box, and they're determined by player count. So which one would you like to start the game with? Well, let's just see. The first round scoring condition is for putting out mining buildings.
Just putting out mines, yep.
Yes. So
with
that knowledge,
because we don't have much distance here, I think I'm going to take this one. This one allows me a +3 distance. So we have a base distance of 1.
Yeah.
When going to go terraform somewhere and put out a mine. So now 1 time I can have a 4 distance from wherever I am already.
Yes. So he's going to use that in conjunction with putting out a mine.
Yeah. And then I'll keep this here.
What did you leave me with? Okay, so the income options, I can get more ore. You know what? I'm going to take this one.
Okay. Yeah.
Because at the end of the round, it's going to score me 1 point for each mine that I have out there, and I already start with 3.
You start with 3, yeah. And the goal in this round is to put out mines if you want to get 2 points per. So not bad.
All right, so that is it. We are ready to begin. Okay, starting with round 1, income phase.
Yes.
So now we're going to take all of our income. So for my income, I just have 3 ore because of this and 1 knowledge.
Yep.
So this is going to go to 7. And that knowledge is going to go there. And these are all the starting positions.
You also get one from that.
I have one additional ore. I could have missed that. I don't have any additional income, I don't think, because I'm not up on any of these tracks. So what do you get?
Okay, so for me, the best way to do it without forgetting is to always look from here to here, and then always look at the board after. So I get 1, 2, 3 in ore. 1, 2, 3. I get 3 credits. So 1, 2, 3. So now I have 18. So there's 15 plus 3. I get 1 knowledge, which will go there, and then I get to maneuver or power up 2. So I must bring up from 1 into 2 first before I can move 2 into 3.
Charge.
There's gonna be a lot of words.
Power up.
Yeah, power up. Yeah. Okay. And then now I can look at the board over there, and I get 2 credits
and another.
So now I can go from 2 into 3.
Nice. So you have money in the bank to spend in terms of power.
Potentially.
All right, so then we are going to skip the Gaia phase because neither of us have done that yet.
Yep.
And we're going to go straight into action, starting with me. So I think the most basic thing that I can do right now is to build a mine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a mine over here because right now I only have an adjacency distance. I haven't gone up on this track yet, so I can only build adjacent. And this is the cheapest one. The brown planet is just one rotation. So my cost here is 3 ore per rotation. So I have to spend 3 ore for that brown planet, plus 1 for the building. So that's 4 ore, as well as 2 credits. 1, 2. And then I'm going to go ahead and place this building out right there.
Nice.
So now I have a second mine, and that scores me 2 points.
2 points right now, right away. Before
1, 2, because that is the scoring condition of the round. This I'm going to score at the end of the round.
Right.
So that is me. Now it goes to you.
Okay, I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this 4 down to 0. So I'm going to go up one of the tracks, and I'm going to go up this track here. So this is going to get me 2 ore right away. So 1, 2. And then it gets me 1 step closer to making that cheaper for whenever I terraform.
Smart. I do have 4 knowledge, so I should go up on one of those tracks as well. And I'm probably going to need to terraform quite a bit. So I will do the same.
Okay.
I'm going to go down my knowledge all the way to 0. Whoops. And I'm going to go up on this track. So it's going to do the same. 2 ore and 1 step closer to this beautiful multiplier of 2. 2 ore per rotation instead of 3. 3 is expensive.
It is very expensive. So it's very similar to Monique's build action on a planet that's right next to her. I'm going to do this one right here. Red is just 1 stop away. So it's going to cost me 3 because I'm still here, plus the 1 here. So it's going to cost me 4 total. So 9 down to 5. I will build out my mine.
And your credits.
Here, and my credits, yes. So it costs 2 credits, yes.
It's like, he's not going to spend credits. That's how Haj Halas stays on top. All the credits.
You didn't give me any time.
And if you notice, so far we've been building more than 2 hexes away from each other because we don't want to give each other a neighboring bonus.
Yep, I took my 2 points because that's the in-round bonus. All right, your turn.
Perfect. Okay, how much do I have left? I usually run out of resources pretty quickly. So I have 6 ore and 13 credits. Ooh. Okay, I think I'm going to build another mine.
Okay.
And so I'm not really adjacent to anything that is cheap enough for me to want to build there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a QIC to increase my distance by 2.
That's evidence right here.
Yes. So because I can technically go up to here, this is going to increase my distance 2 more spaces. So I'm going to try to reach that brown planet right there.
Yeah, so it's your base 1 plus 2 for a total of 3. Yeah.
Yes. So I did that. So now I can reach it, but now I still have to pay. Ooh, can I even afford it? 3 plus 1, 4. Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
I've spent 4 credits just like last time. So sorry, 4 ore. This goes down to 2. And 2 credits. 1, 2. And here we go. Another building right there. And I'm still too far away from Naveen for him to take advantage.
Right. You do score 2 points because it's in the round.
Ah, thank you. 1, 2.
And this is very nice that you have this going right now.
That's the goal.
Yeah, that's really nice. Very good.
So it is back to you.
Back to me. I kind of want to continue to build a little bit. I have a couple options.
You should upgrade something near me.
So I'm going to use this right here. So this will be blanked out. Can I get one of those tokens?
Yep.
So it gives me up to +3 distance from where I am. So just like kind of how Monique did, instead of it going +2, it's +3. So
now you can go 4.
I can go up to 4, but I'm honestly just going to go right over here. And so in order to build on the green planets, you have to spend a QIC.
That's right.
That's going to go out. And then I'm going to build this mine here, and I'll pay for it in just a second. So it's going to cost me 1 plus 2. So 1, and then 2. 1, 2.
And I think technically we are supposed to be keeping track of how many buildings we're putting out because we didn't discuss this, but our final scoring tiles are, this one is for having a number of satellites when we build federations. And this is just for having number of buildings, I believe. So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Naveen has 4.
And then I get 2 points for building out that mine before I forget.
Oh, yep. 1, 2.
And so before we forget, Monique has 5 buildings and I have 4.
Perfect.
And so the reason why there's 2 here is because the neutral player has 11. At the end of the game, it's 6, 12, and 18. So it's 3rd, 2nd, and 1st place. So you can be scoring technically 3rd place in a 2-player game.
Yes, yeah. Those neutral tokens are specific to the 2-player game. All right, so back to me. I don't know if I can afford. I can't afford. See, this is the tricky part.
You can upgrade.
I could upgrade. And I could choose one of the ones that are further away from Naveen so that he doesn't get to charge another power. But I would have to spend 6 credits instead of 3.
Yeah.
That's annoying. I guess let's do it. And I think the only mining building that I could upgrade to have that discount is this one.
Yes.
It's the only
if you
one
want a
that's
discount, yeah.
2 distance from you.
Right.
All right. I'm going to do it. I'm going to upgrade this mine into a trading station. And so it's going to cost me 2 ore.
So all your resources.
3 credits. 1, 2, 3. Because I am 2 hexes away from one of Naveen's buildings. And so this just gets replaced. And this mining building goes back to my board, covering up an ore income. So now Naveen, he has several buildings that are 2 hexes away, but he can only do it once.
Yes.
So would you like to spend 0 victory points to charge 1?
Yes, I will. And I'll put that right into there.
You're well. So now it's back to you.
Okay, I don't know how smart this is, but I'm gonna do this. So this is a free action. I'm gonna boot 1 out, boot 1 in.
What?
And then I'm gonna boot 1 out and then boot 1 in.
So early.
Early. I don't know. This could be a disaster.
You're just letting
Let 'em
go.
So that's a free action. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spend these 4.
Okay.
And put them all from 3 into the powered up zone into the back to 1.
You're spending.
And I'm gonna take this action here to gain 2.
This one?
Yeah.
For 2 knowledge?
2 knowledge. 1, 2. There we go.
Wow. You only have 4 power, I guess. There's something to be said about having fewer power in your
economy. Yeah.
Economy.
Because bringing up the rear is less. So I don't know. We'll see.
Okay then. I only have credit. That's all I have. I can't really do anything with just that. And I'm too scared to do what Naveen did, so I'm going to pass.
Okay.
And so I'm going to take my points now for my booster. So it's 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right. Had you not upgraded this, you would have had 5 points. But
yes, thank you for the reminder. So 14 goes to 18.
18, yep.
And I return this. And which of these 3
what
do I want?
Think you are going to score?
Definitely not that, but
Yeah.
it does get me another knowledge, which is nice.
1 knowledge.
Oh my
That'll
gosh.
put you in the what? That'll put you at 2.
I need knowledge. I need knowledge.
That's why I did the action I did.
I'm going to take this one.
Okay, nice.
Yes, I'm going to take that one, even though it's probably only, maybe if I build one of those, it'll give me 3 points, but I do like that extra knowledge. So that's me. I am out of the round.
Yeah, okay, so I have to pass also. So this is going to go back to the thing over there.
Okay.
And I was eyeing that one, Monique, but I guess I'm not going to get it. So
You snooze?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to take the one that Monique had earlier. I'll take that.
Okay.
And then it comes to me face down.
All right. That's it.
Yep.
That is round 1. We can go ahead and flip over that scoring condition because it is done.
This is done, yeah.
And clear these off. And I believe that's it.
That's it, yeah.
And then we flip our round boosters face up and we are ready to begin again, round 2. So now for the second round, we're going to score 4 points for upgrading into trading buildings, which I made a big boo-boo and I upgraded a little bit too early. Wow. That really stinks. It's a lot of points. Oh well. And we forgot to build it, but this is the first player marker.
Yeah. Whoever passes.
Yes,
is,
it goes to
first
the player who passes first. So that's going to be me.
Nice.
All right, so collecting income again. And so for me, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 ore. So let's just do that. 4 ore, I have 3 credits. So 8 to 11, 1 knowledge, and another knowledge.
Yep.
That's it.
Okay, for me, I get 4 ore. So we go from 4 to 8. 3 credits, but I also get 2 there. So 5 credits. So actually, this should go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I get 1 knowledge here, another ore here, and I think I get to power up. So I get 1 power move. There you go.
You don't want to just call it charging?
Charging. Power move.
You can call it power up.
I like power
up.
Yeah.
All right. So skipping the Gaia phase, and it's going back to me. I don't have a whole lot of anything. All right, I'm going to upgrade this mine into a trading station. So this is going to be quite expensive because I'm not anywhere near Naveen. Right. I really think I made a boo-boo doing this earlier, but alas, what can you do? So this is going to cost me 6 credits.
Okay, so I'm down to 5.
It's going to go down to 5 and 2
ore.
2 ore. So 1, 2. Uh-oh, I'm not going to have enough ore to do what I want to do. Well, I guess I'll deal with that when time comes. So this is going to go in place of that mine.
Okay.
Mine goes back, which means I have less ore income.
Right. But you have a lot of credit income.
Sure.
But because in round you put that out, you get 4 points.
1, 2, 3, 4. Back to you. Please do something that gives me a neighbor bonus.
Something that gives you a neighbor bonus?
Wink, wink.
I think I'm going to have to do something that gives you a neighbor bonus, Monique.
Yes.
Well, I want to score 4 points also. So I am going to upgrade. Let's upgrade this green planet here. Might as well. Okay. So I will put this out, swapping that. This is going to come back. That's going to cost me, because we are within 2 away from each other, it's going to cost me only 3 credits. 1, 2, 3. And 2 ore. 1, 2. And then because I did that upgrade, I get 4 points. And then Monique has the option of
2, 3, 4.
Monique has the option of losing 1 victory point to charge 2 power.
Yes, because it is a value 2 building.
So it's 1 less than the value. That's how many points you lose.
Yeah, 2 power. Sorry, 2 power building. So yes, I want to do that. It's just 1 victory point. And now I can charge 2 power. So now everything's in my 2 spot here.
Nice.
That's fantastic. Yes, getting power.
Yeah, and it's back to you.
Okay, so I am probably going to do one thing that, gosh, this is going to be so expensive. But I need literally 1 more ore. I have 2 ore. I want to build this building.
Yeah. Because it synergizes with your tile, as well as it gets your technology if you do that.
So if you look over here, one of the free actions is turning a QIC into an ore.
A single ore.
So I'm going to spend such a valuable item for a single ore.
It happens.
It happens. It's a free action. All right.
It's free action, yep.
And then I'm going to upgrade my trading station. Let's do this one.
Oh, wow.
Into, I think this is called the Academy. I don't know.
No neighborly bonuses for me?
No neighborly bonus for you. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this to this one.
Oh, very nice.
And in order to do that, I have to spend my 3, 1, 2, 3.
And all your credits.
And all of my credits.
Wow.
All I have to my name is 2 knowledge. At least I have some knowledge.
Yes.
Right?
And you will be earning 2 knowledge in addition to that going into the next round.
And because I built one of these buildings here, there's that little outline that shows that I get a tech.
Yes. So you take the tech and you go up the respective track, or if you take one of these, then you can go up any track that you like.
This is a beautiful tech tile.
It is nice.
Because it's going to let me, for an action, I could charge 4.
Yep.
And I have a power charging problem right now. So I'm taking this.
Yeah.
And because I did that, I get to now move up to this spot here, which now is going to give me a multiplier of 2 or per rotation instead of 3. So that was nice. That was nice.
Genius. I am going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to build this building over this one here.
Yes.
So that goes back out, closes this off. There will be a neighbor bonus here for Monique to do her thing, which I do not like, but I need to do this. So it's going to cost me 3 credits. 1, 2, 3. And I'm sorry, 3 ore and 5 credits. So this 3 goes to 0 and then 1, 2 like that. Okay. And then because I put that out, I also get a tech. So I'm going to take.
But before that happens, I get my neighbor bonus.
Sure.
So I can spend again the 1 victory point.
To charge
2. So I have 2 power.
And you have this 4 to put all 4 in. Uh-oh.
What are we going to spend it all? That's the question.
Uh-oh. Okay, so I'm going to take a generic tech. I'm going to take this one here. Okay. And this will be a income of 1 credit and 1 knowledge going forward from here. So let's keep this just kind of over here so I don't forget.
Since you took one of these 3, you can choose which track would you like to go up?
You know, I'm going to go up this track here, which gets me a QIC, and it gets me closer to having more distance in the future. So I take this QIC, and that'll go there. Very
good. Okay, back to me. I am definitely going to be taking this action. So that's my tactile. I'm going to place that there.
And all 4 are going to move into from 2 to 3.
Yes, and it lets me charge all 4 of my power. So now I have 6 power ready to spend.
Gosh.
I'm surprised you didn't take
this
that
is the
one.
best time for me now to upgrade this one to one of these trading posts because Monique is all in 3, so she's not going to be able to free charge for just 1 victory point anymore. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm gonna put this one out. I do get the neighborly discount, so
Nasty.
this goes here. This is going to come back, which is bad, which is counterintuitive to this because I get points for every mine that's out, but
Right.
I got to do stuff. So it's because we're within 2. I only pay 3 credits. 1, 2, 3. I still have to pay 2 ore. 1, 2, and then now this is here.
And you get 4 points.
I do get 4 points. Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, very good.
Do you want to take the neighbor bonus? No, because you're.
I can't.
Maxed. Yeah, you're maxed.
I've maxed out. All right, then it goes back to me. I have all this power, and since I'm going to be charging every round, and I don't like that Naveen did that.
You got to spend it. You want to spend it.
Abused my position, so I have to spend it. I could spend it on one of these free actions, or I can just go here to the sweet board. Okay, I'm going to take the same action that you took last time, which is this one.
Nice.
So 4. It's going to be 4 power. Yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Back into my 1 spot. And cover that. And now I get 2 knowledge. Nice. 1, 2. So now I could spend that to go up on a tech track.
I wish I had 1 more knowledge. I'm at that like 3, and it's like I can't get more right away.
I've been finding myself like 1 short of everything, which is unfortunate. But
all right, so I think I have to pass here. I just don't have enough ore to make it all work. So. Yep, that's gonna be it. So I'm gonna pass. This will go out. I'm gonna take. I like this symbol right here. That is something I'm looking at. So I'll take this one. This will go back, and because I'm turning that in, I'm the first to pass. So I do get that, and because I'm turning this in, for every mine I have, I get a point. So I have 2 points, please.
Yep,
I can do it. 2. There we go.
Nice. So you're up for the round.
Yeah, that's it. So it's all you now.
All right. So back to me. I have all this knowledge that I'm going to spend down. So I'm going to spend all of my knowledge down to go up on this track.
Yeah, it's good.
So it's going to give me some extra income. I'm not going to hurting. I'm kind of hurting for income. I really am.
Yeah.
I do have 2 more power, which I will probably hold on to because if I spend it, it'll make it that much harder for me to charge power. So let's just hold on to it. So I'm going to pass. So I have to return this. I get 3 points because I do have one of those buildings out.
Yep, it's right over here. Yep.
Okay, I was worried that it was the wrong building at first.
You did the right thing. Yeah.
Okay, so 3 points. 1, 2, 3.
That's tight.
So I'm still kind
24,
of
23.
Following Naveen over here. Gosh, which one to take? This is nice because it lets me charge more power, and it's a good distance. You know, I'm gonna take this one.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and take that and put this back.
Yeah.
So that is that. That is the end of the second round.
Yep.
So we could go ahead and flip that over.
Yes. Okay.
This gets removed. All action tokens essentially get removed.
We get to flip these up.
This flips up, and we are now into round 3. This is kind of quick.
So we're a third of the way through.
Yeah. But now Naveen gets to start, which is nice because kind of going first was giving you the neighbor bonus edge.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, so for this round, we're going to score 2 points per terraforming rotation that you have to do when building mines, essentially.
Yep.
So then now starting with income, you are first.
Okay, so I get 3 ore, so we go from 2 to 5.
Yep.
I get 6 credits, so 10 to 15 plus 1. I get 2 knowledge. 1, 2, and that's just what's on my board. I also have this, so I get an additional knowledge and an additional credit. And then whatever's out there, I get 2 more credits.
Yep,
1, 2, and 1
charge power ability.
There we go.
Wow,
and
that was nice.
I think that is everything. Oh, plus I get 2 more credits.
You didn't do that one yet?
No.
Nice income. That was a nice payday for you.
Yeah.
3 ore, right? Yes, 3 ore. So let's kind of get some of these resources going again. 3 credits. Let's do that. I get 2 knowledge. So 1, 2. I also have this, which lets me charge 2 power. So 1, 2. And this, which is 2 more credits. And 1, 2. And 1 more power charge. Just like that. And I'm required to empty my 1 spot before doing anything else. So that's that. And then, that's it. So skipping the Gaia phase, and now it starts with you. Actions again.
Actions, okay. Okay, so I think I will be spending 4 of my knowledge. So 6 down to 2.
You're going up on the research?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go up on the research track. And so the question is, do I want to go up here to make my distances easier? I think I will. So I'm going to go up this way. So now I can reach a 2-level hex, 2 away.
Nice. Okay, I'm just going to do this right now. Let's just do it early and
Swift.
And swiftly. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and cover this spot, and I'm going to charge 4 power. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ooh, you
Don't
have an arsenal.
Do anything. No funny business, Naveen.
Is it time to do something funny? Ah, man.
I know I only have 1 more chargeable power over here.
I don't know. I'm like this whole round is just like very one-sided for me. So no matter what you do, it's just, I guess I'm going to have to do it. So now that I have a 2 hex distance, I'm going to move and build into this over here. So this is 1, 2 hex away, and I'm going to build a mine out onto that one. So it's a no income mine, which is very unfortunate. It's a means to an end to get to this one. So this is going to go here because I have that distance.
Okay.
It is a 1 swooping arrow away. So I'm going to use this one over here to represent that.
We need to have a glossary of all board gaming terms that Naveen has renamed.
Swooping arrow.
Swooping arrow.
Swooping arrow.
Power up.
So it does cost me 1 ore, and it costs me 2 credits, which I should probably take from Descent. 1, 2. And because I did that, I get 2 points.
It was only 1 terraforming
Yeah, it's only
movement?
1, yeah.
Okay.
Because I go from red to blue.
Gotcha.
It's very expensive to go any more than that. So I have to keep count of how many buildings I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I should have 5 right here. And you also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Easy to forget that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And because Naveen built 2 hexes away from me, I get that neighboring bonus for free.
Yes.
So now I have all 6 in there.
Yes.
Which means I should spend them.
Yes. That's why I said, no matter what you do, I'm doing what I got to do.
Well then, I am going to spend my power, I think over here, so I can go up on one of these tracks again. All right, so I'm going to take the same spot that I took last time, and that's going to be the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Nice.
Power for 2 knowledge. 1, 2.
Okay, I'm going to do something very similar to what I just did. So this was 2 away from there. Well, this is 2 away from there. So I'm going to build this out. I do not, unfortunately, have a freebie little arrow thing. So it's going to cost me, I believe, 3 total to terraform. So 3 plus 1 is 4, which is all my ore. Costs so much. And then it's going to cost me 2 credits. 1, 2. I do have another building out, so that makes me go up. I get 2 points there. Yep. And then Monique,
1,
you
2.
are a neighbor to this new building. Would you like to charge?
Is the building that you?
Yeah.
Okay, which means I get to charge for free.
Yes.
Yes, I would love to.
I'm
Thank
helping you so much.
You are helping me.
Help me.
All right, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I'm going to spend my 4 knowledge to go up on one of these tracks. Which one? This is where it gets tricky. If I go up on this track, then each terraforming rotation costs only 1 ore.
And don't forget, if you go up on that track, you get to charge 3 of your power.
That is pretty nice.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Because these 3, 4, and 5 spots are worth 4 points each at the end of the game anyway.
Yeah, you might as well.
So I'm going to go up on this track. It lets me immediately charge 3 power. So 1, 2, 3. And now each terraforming rotation for me costs only 1 ore, which is nice because I've been having trouble, figuring that out.
Yeah.
So
now you can basically go anywhere for what used to be, very expensive. So it's not bad. Okay, so I will pass. So I'm going to maintain this here, and unfortunately, I'm passing. I feel like you're going to do a bunch of stuff while I'm passing. But, so
a bunch of stuff.
I'm going to take this one here. This will get me income knowledge, and then when I return it at the end of the next round, I'll get 3 points, kind of like what Monique did earlier.
So you're saying you're planning on building that?
Or just taking it for the one I already have out, perhaps.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot you already have that out.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so then you're going to be first again next round. So then it goes back to me. And now that I have this cheap terraforming, I might as well build. Okay, I think I'm going to build a mine. And I'm going to build it right here, which is a shame because I do have this power that I'm probably not going to end up using this round. Yeah. Because this is just adjacent to one of my other buildings anyway.
Right.
So this has a 2 terraforming rotation cost. So it's going to cost me 2 ore plus 1 more for the building. So that's 3 ore total. So all of my ore and 2 credits. 1, 2. But now I put out a new mine right there.
Okay, so you have an extra building out, so that goes there.
Yep.
And that was 2 rotations, so you get 4 points, I believe.
Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, we are really playing tag.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that you're working that power though, and I'm just like
the power,
not working the power.
Well, you spent them out of your system.
I did.
It was shocking.
Shocking.
So then I'm going to pass.
Okay.
And I'm going to return this, and I'm going to take this one because
Nice.
I think I'm going to need more power into my system
Yep.
for reasons unstated. And that's it. That is the
Yep.
end of our round. So we clear these off.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Flip over the round 3
Yes,
bonus.
this goes out.
And then flip over our booster tiles.
Yep.
And we are ready for round 4.
That's it,
We
yeah.
are really
Halfway through.
Really, halfway through. So now the scoring bonus is 5 points for building
An academy?
I think this is the institute.
Or institute, yes.
And then this is your this is a planetary institute. And I think this is the research institute. But either way, it's going to be 5 points for building
top row stuff.
Yeah, the top row stuff.
Yeah.
Starting with you.
Okay.
Income phase.
So I get 1, 2, 3, 4 ore. I get 6 credits. So
Ooh.
we're going to go from 2 to 8. And then I get 2 knowledge. 1,
Nice.
2. And then now I get another knowledge, another credit. And then over there.
This one? Did you take this one?
No, another knowledge. And then over there I get, what is that? 1 charge.
Yep, 1 charge and 2 credit.
And 2 credit. Wow, I'm almost max on credits, which is a good thing.
Yeah, so this is a really good time for you to build that planetary institute.
Because it's a scoring criteria also.
And also because as you do that, you can start spending credits on the good stuff.
Yep.
Okay, so now for me, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 ore. It's not that much. I have 3 credits, so to 6, 2 knowledge, an additional ore. Oh my gosh. Oh, I get two power into my system.
So you can do this in any order. Would you like to charge first before getting that power into your system?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
you have the right to do that.
no, I think I'm going to get the power into my system first.
Okay, so that means you're going to bring up from the 1 to 2 instead of putting from the 2 to 3?
Yes.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, so
You
I
have
put
your reasons.
these 2 into here. Yeah, I think it's going to be the same difference in the end.
Okay.
So I'm putting these 2 into here, and then now I collect this income, which is 2 more credits and 1 power charge. That's it. So now, starting with you, how are you feeling, by the way? We're halfway through. But the second half of the game, I feel like, is a little bit more...
There's a little more juice.
Yeah.
Yep. How am I feeling? I'm not feeling good about this power situation that I have here. I'm not maximizing what I need to be able to do here. I created a tight system and then nothing's actually flowing. I really like that technology that you have over there.
You should get it.
I might have to somehow, but it's just ore is so expensive right now. So I think I have to build this thing because then it's going to allow me to start flowing things.
Yeah.
So that might just be my first turn, my first move. So let's see what I want to do here. Yeah, I think I will. I'm going to upgrade this building here.
Okay.
So this is going to go back. And now this one's going to go out here. So there will be a neighboring bonus for you. It's going to cost me all of my ore, unfortunately, and 6 credits. So 11 down to 5. So I have a total of 20 credits.
Nice.
But now I have unlocked this whole conversion thing here so I can spend credits for things.
Yeah, so it looks like it's 4 credits for either a QAC or a knowledge and 3 credits for an ore. That's nice.
Yep.
You have so much money.
Yep.
And those are free actions, so he can technically take that at any time.
Yep.
Very nice. Okay, I'm going to do this first. So let's do that so that I can charge my power for 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, where did you build?
I built here. Did you want to spend?
Yes.
You could spend 1 victory point to charge 2.
I'm going to spend 1 victory point.
Yes.
And I'm going to charge 2. It's the same difference, I think. Yeah, it doesn't matter the order that I did that in.
They're all in there. Oh,
So-
look at that.
We've
Yeesh.
got some money in the bank.
You do. That's really good. Wow, that's really, really good. Oh, you know, when I built this on my turn, it's part of the round score,
yeah.
so I get 5 points.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Nice.
There you go.
That was needed. Okay, I'm going to spend my 4 knowledge to go up on a track. So I'm going to go up this track here. That's going to get me a QIC, and it's going to allow me to do a 3 charge. So we're going to
Nice.
go 1, 2, 3.
Very good. I'm going to spend my power again. I love this spot
Okay.
to get 2 knowledge. So I can either spend 4 for 2 or 7 for 3. I'm at 2 knowledge right now, so I really don't think that extra 3 power would be worth it. So let's just do that and go 1, 2, 3, 4. And now it bumps me up to 4 knowledge. Back to you.
Okay, so now that I've unlocked this section here, I'm going to spend the credits to get me knowledge. I'm going to do it twice. This is a free action, so I'm going to
Nice.
spend 8 credits though. So down 5, 6, 7, 8, and so I get 2 knowledge. And then now I'm going to go ahead and use all that knowledge to go up one of these tech trees.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hot Holla's power in action.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and move up. Let's move up this one here. So now when I terraform, it's 2 instead of 3. That was getting very expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to spend down my knowledge so that I can go up on one of these tracks. This is always the question, which one?
Yeah.
You know, I am so far up on this track, I might as well keep pushing.
Okay.
So I'm going to go here, and it's going to get me immediately 2 ore, 1, 2, and that's pretty much it because the multiplier stays the same. It's never going to get any better than 1 ore per rotation.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, it's never going to be free.
That's very good.
All right, back to you.
Okay, so I think I know what I'm going to do here.
Okay.
I am going to be spending credits again to get some ore. So now my cost here is 2 to terraform. So I know I need at least 2 plus 1, so 3 ore. So that's going to cost me 9 credits. Wow. So that's 12 down to 3. So that gets me 3 ore for doing that.
Okay.
Because of this ratio here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to spend one of my QICs to go +2 to my 2. So I can go up to 4 spaces, but I'm only going to go 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3 relative to this.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to build this mine here, which is going to get me ore in the future, which is nice. So that's going to go there. That cost me that 1 plus the terraforming level from 1 to 1. That's 2. So that's the total of 3 that I bought. I hope that made sense. But that make sense to you?
Yes. Okay. It's the 2 ore because it was 1 terraforming rotation and then 1 ore for the building.
Exactly.
What about the credits?
The credits now get spent. Yep, 1, 2. And so now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 buildings out. So this should go up just 1 more spot. And wow, that was a lot of my resources. All my credits, they're gone. Okay, that's me.
Well, I think it is time for me to build my Planetary Institute.
The big old one.
The big one. So this is going to cost me 4 ore. Let's do that first. 7 to 3 and 6 credits. So 8 to 2. Oh, here we go. And I'm going to build it on. Well, I have to replace this. Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead and do that. Place that there. And in doing so, you get a neighbor bonus because Naveen is within range with 2 different buildings. Mm-hmm. He must take the value of the more expensive one.
Right.
So you do have the option of spending 2 points.
Yeah, well, so because of my charge, it's only 1 point. So this is kind of the exception here. Because I don't have 3 to move over, it's only going to be 2 moving over, so it costs me 1 victory point.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
So if that makes sense. So I will take it 1, 2, and I'll go down 1 point.
Okay, and because I put out my Planetary Institute, I get 5 points for the round scoring bonus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wow.
Neck and neck. I don't know why we can't reverse though. That kind of stinks.
Maybe towards the end you will. Yeah, I think you're in a good shape.
All right, back to you.
Well, now that I have this power, I could go get those the ore that I need.
Oh,
wow.
Boy. Here we go.
So I will spend all this power. 1, 2, 3, and 4 power, and I'm gonna take the 7 credits. I'm gonna go credit heavy. Did you want that one?
That's a nice spot. I was eyeing it. I was trying to figure out how I can do it because I only have 1 power in the spot, so I wouldn't be able to do the toss thing.
Right.
But anyway, you made that decision easy.
Yeah.
All right, so back to me. It is time to build a federation.
Ooh.
So I can build a federation because my Planetary Institute allows me to do it with only 6 values.
6, yeah.
So this is a 3 value plus 2 plus 1. So I have it right here.
6, yeah.
And so in order to connect them, I must build satellites, which means I need to toss some power. And you can toss them from anywhere in your economy. And so obviously I'm going to take them from here.
Yep.
So I'm going to toss 2 power out of here in order to put 2 satellites right here because you have to do the shortest route to do so.
Yep, so you get 2 up on here.
Yep. And now I've formed a federation, and in doing so, I can take one of these federation tokens.
Yeah, it's nice.
Ooh. Oh my gosh, which one do I take? Honestly, right now, I don't have any credit income.
Right.
Besides this, what is it, 2? 2 credits. So I think I'm going to take this.
The 7 points.
This is 7 points and 6 credits.
Yep.
So this can go to 8, and I'm going to take the 7 points now. So 38?
Yep, 38.
Just like that. And so now I have this green-sided federation token so that if I want to take this advanced tactile or progress onto the 5th spot here, I can do so. Mm-hmm. That's me.
Very good. The question is, do I want to build a federation right now? Gosh. Okay, you know what? I'm going to build a federation as well.
Okay.
While it's in the one spot, I might as well do it. So I'm going to build this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to place one satellite here, here, and here, connecting all three of those. That's going to cost me all three of these power. So I go out.
Wow.
But I think I'm going to take this Federation token, which is basically 8 points, and I get 2 power right back into this spot here. So it really only cost me 1, but
Perfect.
I get 8 points.
Oops, this is you, right?
Yeah.
So 32 goes to 40.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah.
We want.
Yeah.
And to be clear, satellites can share hexes, so
Yes.
it's not like now that he's built here, it's like a fence. It's not like that at
Yeah,
all.
Monique can technically put a cube here. I could technically put one here if there was a legal way to make a federation.
And now you have 3 satellites, so.
Yep, so now I'm on 3. Yep.
Actually, you have one less. You can only use one less satellite because of this. This is a part of your federation. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh, yeah.
So you cannot use more than what would require because this is already attached.
It's already attached.
You can't form that extra
Right.
spot. So I'm going to give you a power back. And it's one less satellite.
One less satellite, that's right. Okay.
Did you take the power from there?
I did,
that
yeah.
spot? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's your satellite.
Good catch. Dang. Okay.
All right, back to me.
Mm-hmm.
So gosh, I have 3 ore. It's always so tempting to try to do more. You think that if you have more resources that you should do more, but I think I'm probably just going to stop here.
Okay. And bow out.
Maybe. Well, before I do this, I'm going to spend 1 power as a free action to get a credit.
Okay.
And that's just because of the way that my power charging is going to calculate for the next round. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to pass. So this is going to go back, and I'm going to take this one because my distance is horrible. I'm still adjacent, technically. So that's it. I'm out for the round, and I'm going to take this. I guess I'll take this now. And it goes back to you for the rest of the round.
Oh, I think I have to pass also because I basically have credits here that I don't want to mess with. I can always do that later as a free action, and so I am also going to pass.
That was good timing then.
So because I'm passing now, I get 3 points for every one of these I have out there, so I do have 1. So
nice.
That's going to go 1, 2, 3. And then now, what did you leave me with? This is not bad. Okay, I'll take this one. I'll take this one about the getting points for the mine, but the ore income is also pretty nice.
Okay.
So that goes back. This will go there, and we both passed.
That's it.
That's it, yeah.
So clear these off. 3. We are in the, we're going to be entering the penultimate round right now.
5th round.
So
it's getting tight.
Then we flip these over. And we're entering the 5th round. Nobody has done a Gaia, but it's called Gaia Project, but neither of us are really into doing that right now.
You got to go up on this track here to just earn these to then set them up for a future round.
Hasn't been part of the plan.
And because we're scoring, putting mines on greens, it would have been nice to do it in the previous round when the purples turned into greens. So
yes. Speaking of this round, we're each going to get 3 points every time we put a mine out on a green planet, which costs
QIC.
QIC. Which you have one.
I do have one.
So it's not bad.
I thought about it.
All right. So starting with round 5 income phase. Since I am first player, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, ore. So this goes to 7. 2 knowledge right there. Now I can charge 4 power because I have my Planetary Institute
and
out.
you get your QIC.
Yes, so 1, 2, 3, 4.
Nice.
I gain a QIC. Can I have a QIC, please?
Nice.
Thank you. My my booster here allows me to charge for 2 more. 1, 2.
Powerful.
And my income over here lets me charge my one last one, and it gives me 2 credits. That's why I spent my 1 power last round, because I knew that all of that would allow me to. I didn't want to waste charging, you know?
Nice.
Know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
Your income.
Me, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ore. So we're going to go here. I get 3 credit. 1, 2, 3. 2 knowledge. And then now I get another knowledge, another credit. I get another ore. And then over there, I believe I get...
Two
oh,
credits.
Sorry,
and a charge.
I have this right here as well.
Oh, yes.
So I'm going to bring up 1, 2, 3, 4.
And you get a new one.
And then I get a new one.
So when you have both of those symbols showing, you can choose the order that you do them in.
Exactly.
Was that the order that you want to do that in?
You know what? Actually, so let's pretend I didn't do this first. I'm going to take that credit right there. So I'm going to take 2 credit.
Yep.
one goes up,
Yep.
and then now I'll do this one with 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the new one comes into 1.
Nice.
Does that make sense?
So yeah, so at least you have one in the bank.
One in the bank, yeah.
Very good. All right, so again, we're skipping the Gaia phase. It's like we're not playing Gaia Project.
Yeah.
And then it goes to me. I'm going to go first.
Yep.
So my booster gives me that 3 movement, which is nice because I'm still on the adjacent movement thing. All right, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a special action over here. I'm going to take this one, actually. So it's going to cost me 4 power to get 2 ore.
Nice.
And I hope I'm doing the math properly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because if I'm short by like 1 ore, I'm going to be really sad.
Okay, so since scoring these gets you 3, I might as well do it now. So I do have the distance to go 1, 2. I will. I have the QIC required. So
Yep.
QIC will go out. It's going to cost me 2 credits, 1, 2, and 1 ore. So it's going to go there. Because I put that out, I have an extra building. There's no adjacency bonus for Monique as a neighbor, but I do get 3 points for doing
Thanks
that.
for that reminder.
1, 2, 3.
Nice. I was wondering when Naveen was going to start building on those green planets because typically he likes to spam the green planets.
Oh,
But
did it now.
it seems like they're all over here. Anyway.
Yeah, they're all over there. So
Kinda
it's not,
far away
not
from
the
you.
nicest thing. Yeah.
All right, so back to me. I'm going to build a mine.
Okay.
It's been a while since I've done that. So I need to use this in conjunction with my action.
Your distance has just been the one.
Yeah,
the
I've
one
been
off. Somehow you're building, but
ignoring that. I know. I hope I've been building legally. But anyway, I'm going to spend this.
Okay.
And I'm going to build over here.
Oh, nice.
So that is a 2 terraforming rotation. So at the cost of 1 ore per.
Right.
That's 2 ore plus 1 for the building. So 3 ore.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, and 2 credits. So 1, 2. And this is going to go right there. I am not near you.
Eyeing a new federation,
So
perhaps?
no
Monique?
adjacency. Maybe.
Interesting.
Perhaps.
You're just tucking yourself off into the west part of the galaxy, huh?
Well, I'm already there. I kind of have to just deal with the decisions that I've made in the beginning of the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean.
I do.
You know what I mean.
Yeah. All right. I think I'm going to do an upgrade. And unfortunately, it's going to be this neighbory one because I really want to save my credits. And it's going to give Monique a free one. So
This neighbory one.
yeah, so we're going to go here.
Okay.
Kick that one off. That comes back, which is unfortunate because when I turn in mines, I get points, and then this also covers income of ore. But
Sure you want to do this then?
well, no,
It's a lot of disclaimer.
the thing is, if I get 3 credits,
Yeah.
I can turn 3 credits for 1 ore.
Yes.
So worst case scenario, I split even. But I want to, obviously here, we want to build federations, so I need to get things going so I can build a second federation.
Yeah, you should definitely get credits. That's what Hajhala wants.
Yes, that's what they want. So, okay, so because I did that, it's going to cost me 3 credits. 1, 2, 3. It's going to cost me 2 ore. 1, 2. You get the option of would you like to charge one for free?
Yes.
Because her building that's neighbor is a 1 level, 1 minus 1, 0 points. Very good. And I think that is that.
So back to me, I'm going to build another mine now that I have my proper distance.
Okay.
So that is a 1 terraforming movement, which is going to be 1 ore plus 1 for the building. So 2, 1, 2, and 2 credits, 1, 2 for the building. So this is going to go right there.
Mm-hmm. All right,
What's
so
that?
how many buildings do you have out here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Oh, yeah,
I shorted
sorry.
you a couple here. What do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 as well. Okay, so we are tied on buildings. Wow.
Yep.
Okay, so now I'm going to upgrade that building I just put out there. That's going to get you another free
Another one.
bonus bump. So, okay, it's going to be this one. So it's going to cost me all my ore, and it's going to cost me 5 credits, so 9 down to 4. This one's going to go out. It's going to replace this. This is going to come right on back. But because I did that, I get 1 technology. So
I'm going to do my
Yeah.
my power charging now while
Sure.
I don't forget.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I get a technology, and I think I'm going to take this one,
Oh, okay.
and that's going to be a 4 credit income, right? Because we want credits
Yes.
for my faction, and that allows me to go here. Now I have a distance of 3, which is something that I really, really need. Okay,
Perfect.
so that's me.
Very good. All right. So back to me. I'm going to repay the favor.
Oh, nice.
And I'm going to upgrade this into my trading station.
Cool.
So that's going to cost 2 ore, 1, 2, and 3 credits since we have a neighbor bonus. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to replace this with that. And now, Naveen, you can spend 1 victory point.
For 2 charge?
For 2
Yeah, I'll do it.
charge.
So I'll go 1, 2, and I'll spend the 1 point, please.
There you go. Just like that. Now it is back to you.
Okay, so I'm going to spend all my credits. So Hash Halas has no credit, but I'm going to spend the 4 to get the 1 knowledge. That's a free action. Then I'm going to spend all my knowledge So I have literally no resources, but I'm going to do that to move up here,
Wow.
which gets me a 3 power cycle. So it's going to be 1, 2, and 3. So now we have power in the barrel.
And now terraforming rotations are cheaper for you.
Yes, 1 cheaper.
Wow.
All right, that's my turn.
This is good. You're going to get, that's like 4, 8, 12 points
12 points,
already
yeah.
in endgame scoring, and I'm just right there.
Yes.
I'm a little bit worried.
That's me.
Okay, then I might as well do this. So I'm going to spend that to charge 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
That's me. Back to you. You don't have any resources left.
No, but I could spend these to go take stuff that's over there. So
It's true.
Do I want to? Okay, so I will spend 4 of these to go into there, and I'm going to cover up and take 7 credits.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was thinking about the this one here, but I don't know. I'll take the credits. That's me.
That is nice. I was thinking about taking that one actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I took that one from me.
Good.
Going into the last round.
Well, if you spent your 4, took the 2 knowledge, you can go up on a tech tree, which is pretty good.
Okay, then I'm going to take this action. So I'm going to spend 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 to cover that, and I get
2 knowledge.
2 knowledge. I'm kind of going away from what I was trying to do earlier.
Okay.
But we'll see how this works now. So
I think I'm gonna pass here because all I have is credit. Credit is good, but it can't do that much. So I'm passing. I will take. So I'm gonna turn this one in, and I get 1 point for each mine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mines out. So I go to 50.
nice.
And
You are
then
doing well here.
this would be nice. I mean, if I can maintain these 2 here,
That's 6 points.
That's 6 points at the end. Wow, that's pretty good. But I think I'm gonna take this one right here. It gets me more income in credits, and it gets me a free arrow move. So that means I can a swooping arrow, a free swooping arrow. That's right.
Okay.
So that'll go there.
Not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to do this. Let's spend the knowledge to go up on a track. And I'm thinking either this one or this one, right?
And you could technically do this because you're here, and you do have a green side up Federation token.
I do.
And that would earn you a Federation token.
I may or may not be holding off on that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go up on this.
Sure.
Might as well get a little bit more income at the end there. And so
I'm actually first player next.
Yes,
so,
you are. You broke the first player token.
Don't look.
All right, so I don't know what to do. I don't know.
You're doing great.
I'm gonna pass. Let's just be done with this round.
Perfect.
And I didn't do any of the green planet.
Yeah, I thought you were.
Mine colonizing, but that's that. So I'm gonna pass and put this back. So I can take that.
You could. Yeah.
I do have one of those out. Let's do it.
All right.
So I'm gonna take this.
Shit.
Put that back.
Yeah.
And that's it. That is the end of the round. Let's clear off these.
Yep, it's all you. I don't
Flip
have any.
over the
This goes away.
round token.
Very
Yep,
nice.
and then we can flip these over. And we are entering the final
Final round, yeah.
Naveen gets to go first. It's official. We did not Gaia form anything.
Yes, these purple planets are nothing. It's,
Call it a different name.
Yeah.
It's not Gaia Project for our game today.
It's just project.
It's just, yeah,
It's just a
project.
homework assignment.
So, all right then.
Take
Take
it away, huh?
your final income.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or I get 3 knowledge.
Yep.
And then I can do all this stuff. So I'm actually going to take...
Have you been taking this credit?
I need to take Yes, I need to take my credits. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. I have been taking it throughout the game. I think just this one, I kind of had a little forgetfulness.
Okay.
Okay, so, I'm going to take this one first. So I'm going to take 2 credits.
Yep.
1, 2. Plus I get 1 charge. I'm going to take the 4 charge. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I get a +1 here, which I don't really like having this +1 right here. But it is what it is. And then I get 1 knowledge and 1 credit. And then I get 4 credits.
Oh my
1,
gosh.
2, 3, 4. And then I get 2 credits. 1, 2.
Amazing.
Yeah. I went from nothing to stuff.
A lot of income.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or this goes to 7. I get 3 credits. So this goes to 7 as well. 2 knowledge. There you go. I gain 4 charge. Power charge. 1, 2, 3, 4. And a QIC.
Nice.
Please.
QIC. Yes.
I also gain 1 more knowledge for my boost. tile, and then I gain 1 or 2 credits and 2 power charge. I think that's everything.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot.
Kind of hard to keep track of, I
Sure.
will admit. I will admit. All right then. So it goes to you.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just build a mine. I have the distance to go 1, 2, 3. This is my own home planet, so I don't have to spend any of those swooping arrows that we've been talking about. So I'm just
Okay.
gonna put it right over there onto my home planet. It cost me 2 credits, so 1, 2, and 1 ore. That's it.
Nice.
We're
All
building.
right.
Oh, and because I built a new building, we go up.
Okay, I'm going to start by charging.
Okay.
Let's just do it.
Yeah, get it all in.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
Just like that. Back to you.
Back to me. Okay, so I have my sights on trying to form a federation at some point in this round. So I have the distance to go here, and so I'm going to use this as one of my swooping arrows. So red to white, it cost me 1, 2.
Uh-huh.
So I get a 1 discount.
Yep.
And then because I'm at this level here, it's only 1, so it's going to cost me 1 ore to do so, plus 1 ore to build it, and then 2 credits. So this is going to slide down like that.
Nice.
This one comes out, goes onto this planet,
Wow.
and because I did that, I have another building out on the board.
You have so many buildings on the board.
Yeah, I'm going for it.
Amazing.
I have to.
Okay, I'm going to take this again.
Yep.
My
Nice.
favorite spot in
Yeah.
this game.
Uh-huh.
So 4 power. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
For 2 knowledge. 1, 2. Back to you.
All right, so I am going to do a free action, which is get rid of 3. 1, 2, 3 credits to gain 1 ore, and I'm going to build my last mine here. So it's going to
Nice.
cost me 1, 2 arrows, which is at 1, plus
Uh-huh.
the 1 here. So that's all 3 of my ore. 2 credits, and then that's there because I built another building. I have now 11 total buildings out.
So you're tied. You're
I
tied
am-
with a neutral
I
player.
am tied with the neutral player, yes.
If you can get out 1 more
Building,
Building.
then it'd be worth 18 points versus splitting 15 points.
Yeah,
So it'd be a 3-point differential. So we'll see.
I guess that's not bad because you add up the first and second place divided by 2.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I'm going to get the 6 points no matter what because there's no way I'm going to put out that many buildings.
Yeah.
So, all right. This is looking like your game.
Oh man, I'm trying. I'm trying.
Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to spend down my knowledge to go up here.
Nice.
Might as well do that.
Just cycle.
And I can cycle 3?
3, yeah.
1, 2, 3.
A side perk, huh?
That is a side perk.
You didn't realize
I
that? Yeah.
I didn't
And
calculate that.
yeah, it's worth 4 points at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna do something that seems a little weird. I'm gonna push 1 out to push 1 in,
Okay.
and then that goes out, and then I'm gonna spend the 3 here to do this, so I can get 2 more back into my system.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about these.
Well, I'm not doing these. I'm
Oh.
doing this one right here. Yeah.
Oh,
So I
okay,
get 2.
never
So I
mind.
kicked 1 out. So I basically netted 1 extra. Can I have 2, please?
Okay. There
And
you
there's
go.
a reason for this. I need them for the satellites. So that goes there.
I totally ignored these, by the way.
Yeah, it's easy to forget about those.
All right, so back to me. I am going to upgrade one of these 3 mines into a trading building.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, none of them have the neighboring effect, so it's going to be expensive. I have to
Okay.
pay the 6 credits. I might as well do this one.
Okay.
I guess it doesn't really matter at this point.
Yeah, sure. You want me to take it back for you?
Yeah, so it's six credits and 2 ore. So let's go down to 3, 1, 2.
Okay. Sorry, that fell over.
Thank you. This goes right there.
Cool.
So I have built
A
I've just
potential
upgraded.
federation. All you have to do is just put 1 satellite, and it's a federation.
Yes, that is a plan.
Nice. Very nice. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, I'm also going to do an upgrade. Well, I can't do it yet because I have no ore. So I have to spend this 4 to go up a tech tree. So I'm going to go up this one right here, which gets me 2 ore, which will be useful for later. Okay, that's my turn.
All right, so time to make a federation. I wanted to do this last round, and then I remembered that it's a scoring condition.
This round.
So we got to do it now. I have to put out a satellite. So I'm going
Just
to put out 1.
Mhm.
So this goes out, and my satellite goes right there.
Yeah. Okay, so you're up
So
on the
now
satellite.
it's 2, 4, 5, 6, and that's because of my faction.
And I put you up 1 here
Thank
for the
you.
1, 2, 3 that you have out there.
Perfect. So that is my federation, and
You
I'm
get
going to.
5 points.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
5 points for making one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in doing so, I'm going to take this Federation token, which gets me 8 points and a QIC. May I have a QIC,
Oh
please?
yeah, QIC and 8.
Thank you. And
You're at 38 right
8
now?
point, what is this, 43?
Oh, sorry, 43, yeah.
Plus 8 is 51.
50, yes.
Right there.
Wow, there you go. You got your reversal.
Finally! The first time, but I feel like you're gonna
I'm
form
working.
a Federation.
I'm
so.
working. So
Okay, back to
You're
you.
done?
Yeah.
Okay, I will do an upgrade. It's going to be one of those expensive ones because, well, actually, I do have a neighbor here.
Huh?
I have a neighbor here. I could do this for cheap. Oh, you have 3 QIC also, so you're probably going to take one of these actions.
Yeah,
here, so-
now that I remember that they're here.
Yeah, it's
By
easy
the-
to forget.
We didn't discuss what these are, but these are really powerful
Sure.
actions, so we didn't discuss them during the teach. This is spend 4 QIC to
Take a tech.
to take a tech tile. This is 3 QIC to rescore one of the benefits of your Federation tokens.
Nice.
And this is 2 QIC to score 3 points plus 1 point per different type of planet you're on.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not bad if you have 2 QIC.
Yeah, it's really good. Okay, so my question is, am I willing to spend more and not help you get into there?
What?
I'm going to do it where I'm going to upgrade this one. So I'm not going to take a neighbor bonus.
What?
Yeah, it's going to cost me 6, so I go from 10 to 4. It's going to cost me my 2 ore. And then that is going to, or you know what, I will be a neighbor. I'll be a neighbor here, so we'll go there. And I will take my 3 credits back. So you can do a free power. I think
Yes.
I miscalculated there. So
you need the credits more than
I
the
think
potential
so.
1 power that it's going to give me.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see. I don't know.
Well, you'll find out.
Yeah, I'll find out very soon.
All right. Anyway, I'm going to take this spot
Okay.
because now that we've realized how beautiful these are, I'm taking that. I have to spend the 3 QIC, and it's going to let me rescore one of my Federation tokens. So I'm going to rescore this one.
Yeah, it's nice.
So it's 7 points.
Mm-hmm.
So to 58, 6, 7, 8. And I get
6 credits.
6 credits.
Wow.
This goes to 9. So that was nice.
Well, I think now is the time to build the Federation. So, okay, so I'm going to build one like this. So I have 7 total, and all of them are going to go out. The Federation I'm counting is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Wow.
So we're going to go shortest route, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I believe that's legal. And that cost me all my power. I am powerless.
Yeah, I think that is the shortest route.
That is the shortest route, correct?
So, and it doesn't, if ever you accidentally merge with other preformed federations, it just becomes a part of the federation.
Right.
So that wouldn't have worked. But so far it looks
I think it's legal.
legal. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, so it was a right order of operations, and that's why I did that funky move where I kicked one out to
And that
get 2 more back.
Is definitely the shortest distance.
That's it. So that's my
All
7.
of your power.
All my power, but it gets me to go ahead
Yeah.
of the second player, like kind of like a bot player right
Wow,
there.
you were going to get a ton of endgame points.
So I get 5 points right now,
Oh my gosh.
and then I can take one of these federations.
Oh my god. This is going to be bloodshed. I'm thinking.
So
Oh no.
So the question here is, do I take 7 points and 2 ore so I can put out this last mine and then nudge ahead of this?
Mm-hmm.
Or do I just take 12 points? The way I think of it is 12 minus 7 is 5 points. So I net 5 there. So I think it's better just to stick to 12 and then end my game. And so after all that talk, I think I'm going to talk myself into taking this 12 points. So I get to score 12 points.
Nice.
Count me up.
Yep. So you're at, what is it, 55?
Yes.
So 67?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Very good. All right. So back to me. I am going to now upgrade to one of these.
Nice.
So this is going to cost 5 credits and 3 ore, which I have. Okay. So you don't have any more power. So I can kind of
do it anywhere. You can just
free will do this.
rub it in my nose and just do it right over here. Where I
rub it in your nose.
Yeah.
I am going to rub it in your nose. So I'm going to put it right in there. Haha. No neighboring bonus for Naveen. That was a rub. And 5 credits. So 9 minus 5 is 4 and 3 ore. So 6 to 3. Because I upgraded to that type of building, I get to take a tech tile.
Yeah.
And because I am now here on the 4th level of this tech tree, I am eligible for the advanced tech tile.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go ahead and take it. In order to take this, I have to flip over one of my Federation tokens to its gray side.
Nice.
And because I took a tech tile from this column, this tree,
Yep.
I get to move up to the advanced
Amazing.
spot. And in
Ooh.
order for me to do that, I have to flip over the second
Yeah.
one. And so
Wow.
that also lands me this this Federation token. So it's going to score me 8 points,
Nice.
which is, what is this, 58
Uh-huh.
to 66? Couldn't do
Wow.
the math there. And then I also get 2 more power into my system. So I don't know if that was the right order of operations there. I got a little bit excited knowing that I was going to do that. So now I have all this
stuff.
stuff here.
Okay, so I am going to do the free action here, which is spend 3, 1, 2, 3, and do it again, 1, 2, 3, to get 2 ore.
Okay.
And then I realize I do have access to this planet right here. So it's 1 differential from red to orange. So it's 1 up arrow, which costs me 1 ore. And then I have to spend 1 ore and then 2 credits. Oh no, I only have 1 credit. I can't do it. I can't do it. Oh no, but I think, wow. Oh, I'm a credit short because it costs 2 credits. No. So I think I have to undo that. This goes back up to 7 here because at the end of the game, for every 3 of your total resources, you get a victory point.
Oh, yeah.
So it's 1 extra victory point for me to not do that. Oh, I was 1 credit short.
Sorry.
Well, I guess I tried.
Yeah.
I tried. So I think that's my game. I don't think there's anything else that I can do legally. Yeah, I think I've looked at it. I don't think there's anything else I can do here. So I'm gonna have to pass. That's my game. This goes back out, and then I don't technically have to take any one of these because we won't be having another round.
You don't do that.
So that's it. Yep.
At the very end.
That's it. I'm done.
All right.
I'm first
Okay.
player then.
So there is
Okay.
an order of things that we got to do here. Okay. Well, I don't think there's actually that much more that I can do. So what I'm going to do is I'm first going to tap this.
Yep.
So that's going to get me 3 ore.
3 ore. Yeah.
There we go. So 3 to 6. I would like to upgrade to this last
Yeah.
one because of my tile here.
Can you?
But it costs 3 ore and 5 credits. So I just need 1 more. So I'm going to spend 1
Yep.
power for that credit as a free action.
Nice.
And then I'm going to upgrade my last trading station right there.
Yep.
So 3 ore, so 6 to 3, and all 5 of my credits.
Very good.
And that is going to put out this
Which gets you another tech.
building, yes, which gets me another tech. And I'm
Amazing.
thinking of just taking this one. It's just
7
straight up
points, yeah.
points. So it's 7 points. And so I'm 66
73.
to 73. And doing so, I get to choose to go up. I'm just going to go
Yeah,
up on this track because
Because
that's
it's
going
worth
to
4 more
4 more
points.
points.
Mhm.
I think that's pretty much it. What's it's for every...
For every 3 resources total. So it doesn't. So you can mix and match resources, but for every thirds you score a point.
So right now I'm at 4.
You're at 4. Yeah.
So I can just spend these 2 to get
To
2
get-
more credits.
That's right. Yeah, you can.
Because power is nothing.
Power is nothing.
It only includes credits, ore, and knowledge.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and spend these 2 to take 2,
Mm-hmm.
just like that.
So now what's that total? 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So that'll be worth 2 points.
I think that's it.
Yeah, that looks like it. So you're gonna have to pass. So then you're gonna get 9 points for passing.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to pass. And because of my boost, I get 3 points for each one of these buildings. I have 3 of them out. So it's going to be 9 points.
Nice.
So 1, 2, 75 to 82.
82. Yeah.
And that's it. That is
Okay.
the end of the game.
With the game.
We finished it. 6
Wow.
rounds. Go ahead and flip that over.
Yeah. Okay. Final
So
scoring.
we're going to do some final scoring. All right. So first things first, we're going to do the final scoring tiles. So Naveen pretty much took them both. So for this one, let's just make sure that they're all accurate.
Sure. Yeah.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 buildings.
Yeah. 8.
And you have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yep. 11. And then the bot starts with 11 because in the bottom corner here, it tells you how many the bot gets. So they started with 11.
The neutral player. So that means Naveen and the neutral player split the first and second points. So it's going to be 30 divided by 2,
Yep,
15.
Yep.
So you are at 67, so 82.
82. I'm right where you are.
Oh, wow.
And then you, being in third place, get 6 points.
Yes. I forgot about that. I get points too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm at 88.
Yep.
Okay. The second scoring condition are satellites. I have
Satellites.
3 of them.
Yeah, so you're, and I have 9. So let's make sure I have 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes. So
Perfect.
I edged out the bot who had
By 1.
8. Yeah, by 1. So I get 18 points.
Okay. So you are here.
18, yep.
So 82 plus 18. 100?
100.
That is 100 flat. Boom. And I get 6 points again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, this is too close. I don't like
so
this.
close. Okay. So now we do the research track
Oh
scoring.
my gosh.
Naveen has 1, 2, 3, 4.
So 16.
So 16.
So 116. Oh my gosh.
116.
Oh my gosh, this is so close. This is...
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So 20.
So I have 20.
Oh
Wait, what
my
is this?
gosh.
90, is this 94? So 6.
114.
114? How many resources do you
I have
have?
7, so divided by 2, so I get 2 points.
1, 2?
To your 2.
What is this? Is this 2
6.
points? 3, 4, 5, 6?
Yeah.
Divided by 3? 2? 1, 2? No!
Wow. Oh, shoot.
Good job, Bob.
Thank you.
Xenos, my Xenos, the people from Xenos are going to be happy with me.
118, 116.
That's not cool.
Amazing. That was really good. Good job.
Good job. Oh my
Wow.
gosh. What a ride. That could have been anything. Those few points could have been anything.
Good thing I didn't take the, remember how I was saying? When I did the math on it, it was 5 versus 3 points. That's the 2 differential right there.
2 differential. Good
Wow.
mathing. Wow, that was a ride. I was kind of disappointed. I wanted to form another federation, but over here, there was nothing. There was no love
It died
on this
out.
side of the board.
You didn't expand from this yellow one right here.
I didn't.
There's a lot of green and purple, and
Yeah, I've never been one to Gaia form because that requires you to go up on that Gaia forming track, and that doesn't really get you anything else besides those Gaia formers.
It's like you better Gaia form if you're going up that track. Yeah,
and like my faction doesn't really have anything to do with that, and it like requires you to spend so much power that gets just dumped into that one spot.
Yeah.
And power for me was doing just other things. So
yeah, I mean, it was close. Wow, amazing.
What a game!
2 points.
What a game!
Yeah.
So Haj Halas they are the victors of the universe.
Yes.
Thank you. Anyway,
the bot is third.
Let's talk about it. So this is Gaia Project. It is technically kind of like a 2.0 of Terra Mystica, which is another game that is heavily loved by the, I guess, like a heavy gamer community, I suppose, from even before we started gaming, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's made by the same designers, in fact.
Yeah, I mean, it's called a Terra Mystica game, I think so. I've only played Terra Mystica once, so I can't speak too much on the similarities or the differences.
We'll talk a little bit
about what we can remember.
It is essentially, from what I remember, it is essentially the same game, except Terra Mystica does not have this tech tree, this like functional research track.
Right.
It has set rules for that, for all of those components, and a priest track, which is not as functional.
Yeah.
It's also set in a completely different environment. It's like a fantasy themed where the board is also laid out a little bit differently. And I believe for people who are really heavily invested into Terra Mystica, that is one of the biggest complaints of this game, the way that the board is laid out.
Right.
So let's talk about starting with theme. This is, by the way, technically a Shelf of Opportunity playthrough that was sponsored by our Patreon community. So thank you to everybody for voting for this game. One of the main reasons why it was voted on was because it was actually in shrink on our shelf for so long.
Yes. Yeah.
Not because we hadn't played it. This is not a shelf of shame or opportunity game technically, because we really love the game. We had just been playing other people's copy of the game.
Exactly. Yep.
So let's start with theme.
I will say I like the theme from Terra Mystica better. Space is kind of something that I love the idea of space, but for some reason it's kind of overdone, It worked here because you have these alien factions who are colonizing different planets and things like that. So I've grown to like this theme over time, but when I first played a Terra Mystica game, it was actually Terra Mystica. So knowing that this was the follow-up theme, I was kind of like, it didn't really hit home as well. For me, it's acceptable, if that makes any sense. How about yourself?
Yeah, I totally agree. I highly prefer the Terra Mystica theme. I like the fantasy factions and the look of it, to be honest.
The look, yeah.
And I like that I think it's called magic instead of power, but it all pretty much works the same way. And I really, this is kind of going into components, but I really like the look of Terra Mystica a lot better. I remember when we first laid this game out, when it was first released, I was like, wow, it looks like kind of like something from the 80s, right?
Like they took a step back.
Yeah, it has this kind of just like 80s looking artwork color scheme kind of going for it. And it was a little bit jarring at first. Not really my thing. Now that we played it a few times, I'm not that, it doesn't really bother me as much.
Yeah.
For us, we're very much so mechanics kind of people. So we can look past that. Totally. But yeah, that's kind of our 2 cents. We prefer the Terra Mystica theme. Player count and replayability. So this is one of the few times that we've ever played this game 2-player.
Yeah, we don't play this 2-player.
We never played 2-player, and I think that it plays fine at 2. I think that it's probably better at higher player counts. For me, I know that I like it better at higher player counts just because of the scarcity in the planets. The setup is different. The board setup is different in different player counts. Yeah, it's bigger. So, but the neighboring bonuses and just kind of like that meta game around the table of like, oh, are you going to give me the neighboring bonus? Are you going to be kind to Naveen? Like, where are you going to set up your areas and where am I going to get shut out, essentially?
I will definitely say in higher player counts, that initial snake setup is way more tense because in this one, I could count on, well, I'm getting that red planet and Monique is yellow, so she can only build on yellow planets. But when there's 4 factions involved, my neighbors might, the ones that I have the cheap buildings with those swoopy arrows I've been talking about, they might be in play and they might take that easy build right away.
Yes.
And then now I'm like, dang, I'm stuck now here. Technically this is my neighbor, but I kind of wanted to easy build a mine right onto that. So there's a little bit more tension there, especially in the kind of the setup of the game. And then of course the neighboring bonuses, like you said. So it's kind of like, okay, I have choices as to where I want to upgrade. So Monique is doing really well. So I'm going to upgrade over where Michael is over there, something like that. So I think it's better at, I think, 3 and 4 players.
Yeah.
But it still plays very well at 2.
That tension that we're talking about is kind of the beauty of the game for me, part of it, because you see it in a lot of places. It's not just on the board and in the neighboring bonus that we're talking about, but also in competition for the research track, like trying to get to that 5th spot or taking that advanced tech tile that's really awesome. Or, you know, taking those specific end game scoring conditions. You can see the competition, you know where you are in terms of everybody else during the entire, you know, course of the game, but who is going to score those 18 points? And that part is really interesting and keeps kind of like that conversation going around the table. And it just high stress but high fun and super strategic the entire way through at higher player counts. I like it at 2. I would still continue to play it at 2, but yeah, the 3 or 4 is where it's at.
I do appreciate the white cubes that we had here at the bot. Or not the bot, what do we call it?
You call it the bot.
I keep calling it the bot. It doesn't do anything, but
it's just a neutral player.
The neutral player that has like a set standard depending on what the final scoring is. That way it is a little bit more competitive on that track instead of one person just going ahead and just edging it out by just 1, you know, cube or something.
Yeah, and I don't want to fail to mention that not only, like, those are all parts where you're competing against players, but also for those special actions, the purple actions where you spend a power. Oh my gosh, that can get really tense because there are some of those actions that we hit a lot depending on what your strategy is for the game, and people want to hit that action really early so that they can claim it, you know, and that can get really tense, as well as claiming these boost tiles. There are more of them in higher player counts, but there are ones that you're definitely going to want to try to go for that are better than others depending on where you are in the game, and that competition can get really interesting. In terms of replayability, so this game has a lot of variability in its setup. So the way that you set up the board in the galaxy tiles or the universe tiles, the way that you choose your factions, there are 14 different factions in the game.
And they all have different abilities, different things.
We have not played all 14. This is the first time I've ever played as Xenos, and I think you as well, right?
No, you know, I've played this one, the very first time I ever played the Gaia Project. This was the faction I was. I just remembered that now. I think,
Well, we actually just chose these 2 because they were the recommended factions in a 2-player game, and we just didn't remember what a 2-player game was like. So we're like, let's just go with what the recommendation is. Maybe it scales or maybe it balances well. But each faction plays so differently in the strategies that you can employ. That setup makes a really big difference. And in that ability, when you put out your Planetary Institute, makes a big difference in what you're going to be trying to do in the game. The round scoring tiles, those always change from game to game. So do the end game scoring conditions, as well as the combinations of where you lay out the tech tiles on the tech tree.
It's all random over there.
It's all randomized. And which boost tiles are actually in the game. Those are randomly selected as well from a stack of like 11 or
maybe
something like
10 or
that.
11,
I don't remember how many. So there's quite a lot of variability, which makes this game super replayable in that sense. I don't remember what it was like in Terra Mystica.
I don't remember, no.
But I really do appreciate that. It can be a little bit overwhelming, I will say. Just in terms of like when you're trying to figure out your strategy in the game, and I guess this is more going into the mechanics, but like for me it's like, where do I find all of my sources of income? I'm always worried that I kind of missed a source of income. I may have.
That's the one thing. You need to keep track of that as you go. So having a system of like, okay, I'm going to go everything on my board, then my tech, then you know that place over there. So
and so just that like kind of scatteredness of the game can kind of be a detriment. But for us, the more you know the game, the easier that gets. And so I think that the replayability is high. All that just to say that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Highly replayable. In terms of weight, what do you think about the weight?
When I first started playing it, I thought it was a lot heavier than it is. Maybe because we play a lot of games, and so we play a lot of heavy games that to us, or at least to me, it's not as heavy as I once thought it was. Once you really understand just kind of what the basic turn structure is and what you can do on your turn, it is still fairly dense, but it's not the Vital Lacerda, very, very heavy game.
Yeah, I don't think the rules overhead is as intense as, yes, exactly, those Vital Lacerda games or something, but the strategy, I guess, in figuring out your strategy and how am I going to play well, that can get a little bit complicated.
Yeah.
It's in the resource conversion where it gets kind of complicated. A lot of times you're going to end your round because you run out of resources. And so in trying to figure out that efficiency, being able to have a specific amount of resources to do exactly what you want to do, that's the hard part.
Yeah, you gotta plan for it, and you kind of have to focus on making sure plan A goes to plan, because if you find yourself short, kind of at the very end, for me, I was like, oh, I'm short 1 credit. I can't do it. If you've already taken all those actions to kind of set up that final action, then you did something wrong there, and that burden on the brain can be a big kind of barrier.
Speaking of the resource conversion, there are a lot of little mini games almost that are kind of going on, just in managing your power economy. That is its own mini game.
I struggle there.
It's tough.
I struggle there. Yeah.
It's depending on the faction that you play. There's a faction that has this. I think it's called the Power Stone.
The Brain Stone.
The Brain Stone. Yeah. And this rotates as if it's just 1 power token, but whenever you spend it, whenever it's in your 3 area, it counts as 3.
It represents 3, yeah.
So that's a neat faction to play because you're doing power actions a lot more efficiently. And so we didn't really mention, what this game is to us in our collection, but this is probably like a top 10 game for the both of us.
It's one of our favorites
of all time. This is one of our favorites that we unfortunately haven't had a chance to play a whole lot. It was after the first time that I played Terra Mystica, I was thinking, okay, so now I get why people love it so much. Starting into the hobby around that time, that was a game that was the heaviest game on my mind that everybody was talking about. For me, this version of the Terra Mystica-esque game is so much better than the original, and that the answer to which one is better is going to vary depending on how much experience you have with the original Terra Mystica game. Yeah. We have a couple of friends who really, really love Terra Mystica who think that is definitely still the superior game, even though for us, I really love the functionality of this tech tree. Yeah. When I played this game for the first time, I thought, okay, so it's just a better version of Terra Mystica then, because it gets rid of that priest track that wasn't really doing much.
Yep.
And it makes it so that you focus on what skill you want to improve upon for the game, right?
Yeah, I like how, for me personally, I've heard some criticism about it, but for me personally, I like how you can kind of tailor your abilities by going up those tracks, because all those abilities really relate typically to what you get to do in the game. So technically, getting income is not so much enhancing your abilities, but it kind of is, because you then use those resources to go do other things. Normally, Monique and I, we really gun for that knowledge track, the one that's on the far right that gives you the knowledge.
Right.
But we actually didn't get off the starting block today, so that was a little interesting.
Yeah.
One of us normally kind of tries to push up it because knowledge is so powerful in the game. But I found myself short knowledge early on, and I was regretting not going up that track.
I felt the same way. Yeah. So it's really interesting. You can't do everything, and you're going to find yourself thinking, "Gosh, why didn't I go up that track, sooner?" But that is the nature of the game. This is just a big conversion game. Yes, you're trying to spread your position on the board, but you're converting resources, you're converting buildings, and that is all visible on your player board. The way that you convert, everything starts from a mine, and from a mine you can go up to a trading post, or I forgot the name of that.
Yep.
And then from there, it's up to you. Do you want to build your planetary institute? Do you want to build the academy and then the research institute? It really depends on what kind of income is going to benefit you the most.
Yep.
What scoring conditions are on the round scoring track. So you are having to, think about several things at once. That does lead to the heaviness of decision making. But that is the fun of it for me.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
that is it. That is the nature of the beast. Just figuring out which conversions are going to be the most impactful in 6 rounds.
Yep. Yeah, I like the fact that, it's not like, I like, every single round what's going to score in round, so you can kind of gear up and plan. I even did that with my I forgot what these things are called, the big
Planetary
one,
Institute.
the Planetary Institute. I was like, I have the ability to build it in the previous round, which I could then tap and use all the benefits here. But I'll hang tight, and then I'll just use it at the very beginning of the next round, get the
Right.
points, and then start churning and burning with all those resources.
Lots of min-maxing, however, and yes, it can feel a little bit scattered in everything that you have to keep track of, where your income is, etc. You might miss out on a thing, but for me, definitely a top 10.
Yeah, it's up there.
Yeah, it is really up there. How about you? Final thoughts?
Yeah, well, you know how I feel about it. I really, really like it. Every single time I play it, I get a little bit better, I think. I've scored higher than this, though, in the past, so I think maybe it's a two-player thing.
Well,
so I don't know.
it just depends on what goes on around your
Yes.
faction, etc. Right?
Exactly, yeah. So I really enjoy it. I still really enjoy it. I want to play it again. It's really, really good.
And so that is Gaia Project. Thank you again so much to our Patreon community for voting on this game, because we love it so much, and being able to showcase it, to everybody else out there is one of the reasons why we have this channel in the first place.
Yep.
If you know Terra Mystica, if you played both, we would love to hear from you. We would love to know which one do you think is a better game in your
And
opinion?
why also.
And why.
Yeah.
Because that's always an interesting topic for us.
Well, thank you all so much for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, please consider subscribing.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.